Hey, welcome to the Bengal Tigers. So we own half of India and half of whatever this thing is called. Kind of like, I don't even know what this area is called. I could look it up by just clicking something, but I'm too lazy. Too lazy. South of China, north of Malacca, that area. And we took all of southern India in a single war, and it put our overextension at like 300%. And I had intended to take it all at once and then release it as vassals so that it wouldn't give me any overextension. But I did it too slowly, and in the meantime, we got all these 80 stacks of rebels with a good general and high military tech. And we can't even kill them, so we're just kind of crumbling underneath the strength of those rebels. We have no revolt risk anywhere, because after the war ended, we did what we planned to, which was release some vassals, and it was all fine. But got to get rid of the stacks that exist. So to take advantage of this, all of our vassals have 100% liberty desire and refuse to help us in wars. And Ming and the Timurids, two of our rivals, worked together to declare a war against us. It is a war of... It's a crusade. It's a Dundaris crusade, which means that they can take any province they want, even if I don't have a claim, without paying any diplomatic cost, which is a great way to fight wars. I've been limited by my conquest wars. I should really take an idea group that gives me a better CB, because using the conquest CB to take over all of India is very slow. You have to fabricate claims on 2 or 3 provinces and then take them, or pay 50 diplo per province in order to get other provinces besides that. So rebels aren't... We don't have any rebels close to enforcing their demands. That's good. We're using almost exclusively mercenary infantry, which means that we can assault the walls on stuff if we want. But apparently it doesn't work, assaulting the walls. We had like 22,000 men assaulting 1,000 men, and we failed. It used to be that if you had a 10-to-1 ratio, you'd mostly win as long as their, what's it called? Their fort defense was 0%. But I guess we got negative 80% prestige, so that might affect it somehow. Anyway, Golconda nationalists. So most of the land we took just went right back to the people we took it from because of the rebels. And several other nations that had nothing to do with the land we took split off and got their own way. Like all this green stuff used to be ours. And much of the land in the center, like the most important high base tax, well, it's actually low base tax kind of crappy land, but it's been mine for the longest. It's like the core of my nation is under threat. Well, that's no fun. No one likes when the core of their nation is under threat. So for the 800th time, I'm going to see if Orissa is going to help me against these rebels. They're in your territory now, Orissa. Seriously, you could really do to help me. Thank you. Finally. Good. So these rebels are gone. Good. So the whole south of India is free of rebels, except for Hindu zealots, which I don't care about because all they do is convert. You know what? They might sell some of my land to someone else. So I'll go kill them, and then I'll come up and kill... Well, I'll kill the Timurids first. Then I'll kill the Hindu zealots. These guys should probably hide in Orissa. Alright, and after the Hindu zealots are dead, I'll come fight the Timmies up here, and then I'm going to try to get rid of this 62 stack of the Tirhut nationalists. Freaking Tirhut. Always being so nationalist. In the meantime, I'll core any land that I still have to core, but I don't even have some of it. Very sad. I'm going to put 1 rebel in each of the provinces that I need to make sure don't grant the rebels any percentage towards enforcing their goal, right? If you have a single dude sitting on a province, then the rebels don't consider it their province. They consider it you know, a besieged province, as they should, because it is a besieged province. So let's leave two dudes here, split them in half, and send one of them down there. Then we'll take these 28 up north, and we're gonna go over there and fight the Timurids. Timurids, come! And we're gonna sell this general because he's not helping us. So for much of the second half of the game, we've had 2-star generals with like 4 shock pips or 4 fire pips. Fire pips are better than shock pips at this point because we're pretty late in the game. We've only got 206 years left. Oops, stability. Make a core. So this 62 stack, I'm unsure if I'm ever going to be able to kill that, and if they enforce their demands, it's going to be really bad. I wish that they'd split up into multiple stacks so that I could kill them. Hopefully China will counter-siege much of the east. I'd much rather be sieged by nations because I can easily kill them because I'm so technologically advanced. Being sieged by rebels, they have my tech, so I kind of doubt that even if they wanted to, that China and the Timurids could kill my rebels for me. And one of the concerns, like in the south, I put one guy in each province to make sure that the rebels didn't enforce their demands, but I can't do that up here because the Timurids would just walk around and stomp all my little 1-stacks. So I might lose all of the northern lands. No! I might just have to call this quits, man. I had two achievements that I wanted to get. One was forming Hindustan, which you do by owning all of India. And then taking the capital of Japan, the capital of Great Britain, and the capital of somewhere else, like 2 other places that I don't even know where they are. They have silly names of places I've never heard of. And the other one was the Spice Road, which means taking all of the provinces with spice in them, which similarly just means taking 1 province in Japan, or 2 provinces in Japan, 1 province in China, and 1 in Korea, I think. Where's spice? What does spice even look like? Goods produced. It doesn't say the name of the thing. Like, you see a picture of wheat, but it doesn't say the name. So I don't know which. And this is like cotton. I don't know what this is. I guess oh, there we go, cotton. This is obviously not spice. What picture this chili pepper is probably spice. Yeah, okay. So we need to take all the provinces that are green. So we have this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, all of these. We have some of those. These would have been easy because they're controlled by pieces of crap. Ming is easy to beat up, so we could have taken the Ming provinces pretty easily. It might have taken us a long time to get land into Ming, to whatever, but basically a couple in Africa, and then that's it. So taking the land way in the west of Africa would probably have been the hardest part of getting the spices. But we had 206 years left. I don't know. We can still probably do it. In 206 years, we can easily recover from this, this problem. I don't know. I'm contemplating it. So the good thing about dying to rebels is that you keep cores on anything that was your culture. So you can retake it all in a single war. So it's not as awful as it seems. The bad thing about losing a bunch of land to rebels is that anything that's not your culture, like these stuff, you lose for good. And so normally when I play a nation that I know is prone to dying to rebels, like the Golden Horde or anyone like that, I tend to culture convert provinces a lot, because then if I lose them to rebels, I can just take them back. And the reason I didn't do that in this game is because of the national idea of the Bengal Tigers. which gives me dramatic religious unity. I have 175 religious unity, so I don't need to religiously convert provinces. But what that means is that I can't culturally convert them. So when they break off, I won't even have claims on them, let alone cores. So I won't be able to take the provinces back. It's very bad. Anyway, I'll play it out until the end of this war and see where I stand there. But I suspect that it's not going to be in a good place. I'm going to completely ignore the east because it looks like my eastern enemies are counter-sieging the rebels for me, which is nice of them. I think I've got the south of India taken care of, and I've got all of my vassals' territory taken care of. So not worried about any of that. What I'm primarily going to lose is all of this mountain. This is like all this stuff that used to be Nepal and Tibet, the mountains. Mountainous, crappy, low base tax nonsense. I'll lose a lot of that. Should I suicide into this army? I don't know. I don't think so. I think the way it works now is that when rebels enforce their demands, they just get all of the provinces they want, not just the ones that they sieged up. I might be wrong, but once upon a time, they would only get the ones that they had sieged. And then they changed that. But I don't know if it's still that way. Because there were a couple of rebels who sieged 1 or 2 provinces, and then I accepted their demands, and they got like 8 provinces. And I was like, well, that's not what I wanted. But whatever. Alright. Attack into me, bro. Here he comes. 62,000 against 30,000. He's got no leader, so he's crossing a river, but he's got an entire back line, and he's got a huge flanking bonus, and he's got tons of cavalry bonus. We're even on discipline. He's got more morale than me. The fart knockers. My prestige is so low that I've lost morale. Yeah, he's going to win, no problem. Whoop. I mean, he had double the troops too, but flanking bonus plus morale bonus, and then I had no bonuses really. So I killed 6,000 men. All the men he killed are going to come back because they're mercenaries, but if I only kill 6,000 per fight, it'd take me like 1,000,000 rounds to kill that guy. By the time he's dead, he would have enforced his demands anyway. Interesting that they're all suiciding into my army like this. I am pro-suicide for the enemy. If they would like to suicide into my army over and over, they can go right ahead. So 4 straight stacks of 6 to 4 units all suicided into me. It was very funny. Won me a little bit of prestige, but I'm still at negative 73, and I can't realistically fight against these 60 stacks of rebels with negative 73 prestige. So I'm going to charge in again, see how many dudes I can kill before it's time to run away. When my front line breaks, I'll flee. Alright, they're broken, time to flee. That time I killed 7,000 men and lost 5,000, all of which were mercenaries that'll come back. Nope, they enforced their demands. Nepal is broken free. Tibet, even though they're not calling themselves Tibet, but Tibet has broken free. I kept cores on Nepal, which is good news. I wonder how many rebels are still out there. We've still got the Tirhut nationalists, the guys that we keep fighting against. I think I can take Ming. And I know I can take the Timurids. The Timurids are crap. I think the Timurids have already given up. Because not only are the Timurids horde, but I'm military tech 17, they're military tech 13. I mean, horde units are worse than my units late game, but being ahead 4 techs, it's just insurmountable even if we had the same unit type. Oh, okay. Let's see which of these dudes we can convince not to want to rebel against us. So right now, if we get stack wiped, we're going to get an instant rebellion of all of our vassals at once. That's not going to be good. Tirhut nationalists, I think, are going to fail to enforce their demands, even though I'm pretty far from being able to beat their army. I can at least prevent them from enforcing their demands. Whoop. Hi, Timmy. We got lots of reconquest casus belli against people who hold our cores. We managed to lose... we had 42 supply limit before, and now we have 32, so we lost about 10 force limits worth of territory, which is about it's about 25% of our force limits, but some of it we lost to autonomy rather than... because the peasants enforced their demands of reducing our increasing local autonomy. Autonomy is the opposite of my control, so reducing my control, increasing the autonomy. I think all the rebels are gone except for this one stack. This is great. And the stuff that did break off was all mountainous crap that I don't care about, so it's good. It's good. So we actually are okay on discipline. Our only problem is morale, and morale can be countered just by fighting and then retreating over and over. Because the damage you do is not based on your morale. So if you have low morale, it just means that your guys need to take lots of tries before they finally succeed in fighting. Okay, so retreat again. We killed 6k, lost 6k. Lots of loans coming out. We're over force limits and we're using mostly expensive troops, and we've lost much of the trade power that we had that was keeping us rich. That's why we wanted those desert mountain provinces in the first place. They gave us a ton of trade power, and we were using that trade power to make the money. So right now we're making 14.5. We used to make 23 almost. So we lost 25% of our trade power. Interesting, that's 25% again. Alright, any of our vassals really like us? Yeah, Orissa really likes us, so let's try to annex them. Oh, we're not at war. Duh. Punjab, my friend. And Ava. So several of our vassals, despite having crazy liberty desire, like us. 200 opinion. This guy, keep letting him siege stuff, even though he's terrible. He's two dudes. It might be time to put Ming in his place before our war score gets too low. Ooh, it looks like Punjab revolutionaries. No, they're just trying to change the government type of Punjab, and I don't care at all about that. I don't care a fig for that, bro. Not a fig. Not one single fig. Single. Not a single fig. Bagoo! So mostly we're going to march around with a single army just crushing stacks until we have 40 war score from battles, and then we should get a ticking war score from superiority. And we'll have a bunch of negative war score from them owning provinces, but there's nothing we can do about that. Because we can't unsiege provinces without... I mean, that's the problem with being a huge nation in a two-front war, is that there's just no way to stop them from sieging up all your provinces. But as long as you get 40 war score from battles, And then you get a ticking war score from superiority. It should be good enough. Actually, yeah, superiority. So I just need to win lots of fights. I really want to kick these Tirhut nationalists out. So what I'm currently doing is kind of stupid. I'm waiting on a single siege while my enemies get like 4 sieges. So every time I finish the siege, they finish 4. But what I started doing, which is why I ended up doing that, was I was waiting for reinforcements because I would lose a couple of troops fighting the rebels like this. And then I'd retreat, wait for reinforcements, and I figured while I wait for reinforcements, I might as well counter-siege this province. And then it turned into, I need to counter-siege this province in my mind, even though that's not at all what I should have been doing. So I'd wait like 3 months until I'm up to 29,000 and then go back in. Die. And then go back out. Wait until I'm at about 28 or 29,000 and then go back in. Taking out lots of loans here. We're at risk of going bankrupt, but what can you do? So this... these armies are no longer necessary. You can go and actually siege over there. You can go and actually siege over there. You can go and actually siege over there. And then you should come up here and help me hang out with the Tirhut nationalists. So once it says 28, then I will go. Alright. Time to fight again. I think I might win this time if I just stay in, but I'm going to go out, get back up to 28, and do it again. One final time, and we will have killed the Tirhut nationalists. It took us like 8 years and 1 billion ducats of reinforcement costs, but we finally killed the Tirhut nationalists. That's all anyone ever wanted. One more month should be 28. Alright, good. Let's fight. They're out of cannons and their front line is small and my front line hasn't crumbled yet, so I'm just going to stick with it until they're all dead. Lana gains a core on Savannah Nakhon. The event a Buddhist defector happens. Unbelievers... While most of our nation fears the Buddhist invader, a few citizens seem to welcome them. After Savannah... Okay. Basically, they're saying that province might defect unless you give them some local autonomy, and I'm going to give them some local autonomy. Okay, we just went to war with someone else. Awesome. Someone in the west. Malwa, our previously ally who we disrespected, and now when our time of need comes upon us, they find it a time of vulnerability that they shall exploit. No problem, though, because as long as we don't have any rebels, we can win all these wars. No problem. I can win 100 wars at once. All I need is 30,000 troops and more military tech than you have. I think it might be time to go for some piety. Because morale of armies. We need prestige from winning battles, too. We like to only fight defensive wars on our own territory with at least 29,000 troops in each fight, because that's just what we like. We like a lot of things, and that's one of them. Get over it. Get over it, bro. I still love that our allies are not helping us. Okay, 29. Good enough. Let's go kill another army. Good. 29 still. Let's kill another army. $30. Even better. Kill another army. Whoop. Insta-melt. Squish. Stack wipe. See if we can kill this 18k army with no general. Yep. Stack wiped it. What's up now, buddy? Keep getting stack wiped like that. You might not make it to the end of this war. Boom. I'm gonna get my prestige up by stack wiping a ton of little tiny armies. So we have 58 prestige. Negative 58, I should say. And winning that battle gave us no prestige. So apparently, it used to be that if you stack wiped a 1 stack, you'd get like 2 prestige. So you could just march around stack wiping everything in the backfield and you'd have like infinity prestige. But that is apparently not how it works anymore. Golkon nationalists need to pay a price for thinking that they can fight me. You can't fight me, I'm the gingerbread man. More important to kill rebels than enemy armies. So we're going to go down and kill those rebels, and then we'll pop back up and kill this army. And we'll continue paying down our war exhaustion and keep our stability high. And yeah. I want to avoid too many revolts, because wars can't kill me, revolt can kill me. Bankruptcy can definitely kill me. If I go bankrupt, we're fart knockered. We're destroyed. So this ill-conceived attack on me is basically thwarted already. Stack wipe them a couple of times and they're like, oh, I didn't mean it. It was all a big mistake. To which I say, yes, I know. I knew that when you declared, but what can you do? Someone needed to be taught a lesson, and it was you. I like that Mysore is smart enough just to not leave their own territory. I'm gonna stay here. I don't think that I'm enthusiastic about this war. Whoa, this is questionable. Oh, okay. We started with much less morale than them, but we completely crushed them. Because negative 58 prestige. What can you do? Apparently, battles don't give prestige at all anymore. Because this says plus 0.36 prestige, but I've been at negative 58 forever. Killed so many troops, I'm still at negative 58. It says 0.16. But no. Alright, some defensive fights. It looks like I need to go down south. So I think I can win one of these fights if I start with full morale, but I didn't start that one with full morale, so I wanted to retreat and get a morale advisor. How much am I? I got $2,600 in loans. I might be done. Can't continue to take loans at this rate. I'm costing me $60 a month in reinforcement costs. Over force limits by 10. Let's see if I can get some more force limits out of some autonomy. Reduce autonomy, reduce autonomy, reduce autonomy, reduce autonomy. La 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 la. Give me more force limits, you guys. There, now I'm not over force limits at all. Oh, this army's still extremely expensive, but at least it's not as expensive, right? Every 1,000 troops who die cost me, I think, like 20 ducats. So every time I stack wipe one of their dudes, it's actually costing me a crap ton of money. But what can you do? If I don't keep stack wiping their dudes, I'm not going to win the war. If I don't win the war, I'm not going to get pizza. If I don't get pizza, that's not good. Alright, so let's see if we can piece out this dude. Do I even want peace with this dude? Because I can return a bunch of my cores. Well, I can't have it even if I wanted it. Yeah, attack your 21 stack and kill it. Boom. Uh-oh. Oh, we got cannons on the front line. That's not good. Let's go north, young man. Go north. Okay, we're going to wait till that says 30. Then we're going to go stack wipe some more people. Oh, they sieged my capital. That's not good. Or wherever I had the embassy. I might not have built it in my capital. No, I did. I built it in Gouda, my capital. And they sieged that, and now I don't have it. Very sad. Squish, 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 squish. I think if they get a 100% war score against Ava, they can take a separate peace with Ava and steal some of her lands. They can't force her to break her vassalage, my vassalage over her, but they can take some of her lands. Again, we're waiting for like 20, 28 or 29 number before we fight the next battle. And then we shall stack wipe this little dude. Let's gain prestige and piety. Prestige keeps dropping as we lose provinces. That's what's probably going on. Ah. It keeps bringing like 60,000 troops against me. In that battle, which I fled from, I lost 4,000 troops and he lost 11,000 troops, but I still had to flee. It was very sad for me. I'm not going to give you anything. Stop asking for my stuff. You're all going to die. How's that? Get used to the thought of being dead, brother, because that's what's coming your way. Coming your way. I want this guy, but he's too expensive. Should probably really not have any vassals. I mean, thingies at this point. Advisors. I don't have the money. I'm in debt by like 3,000 gold. I really need some of these dudes to not be so enthusiastic about war anymore. Let's counter siege our capital while we wait for some reinforcements. We want to get up to 28k again, which means counter sieging our capital ain't no thing. Anywhere else we can squeeze money? Most of this money is going to interest, actually. We can't even afford to pay off interest even if we had 0 army. So we're on a road to bankruptcy that is not stoppable. And you know what they say, once you're bankrupt, the game is over. Alright, anyone who wants white peace shall have it. Spain tells us a tale of woe like we give a crap. I'd like to be Defender of the Faith and have a morale advisor and get 100 prestige. But none of that seems very likely. I suspect we're getting a lot of war exhaustion just from having sieged provinces. Squish, squish, squish. I think I can take all these dudes in the south, but by the time they're dead, they will have already done the damage of sieging up tons of provinces. Can I take him? I've got less morale, same discipline, same tactics. 3-1 general against a 1-3 general. I think I can take him, but at what cost, you know? Yeah, it's not worth it. I killed him, but it's very sad for me. Man, war exhaustion is expensive. This war is expensive. Gotta counter siege some more stuff. Go ahead and attack me, please. They've got a good general, 3-3 general. That's good. It's good for them, not good for me. Bye, tiny army. We'll kill that tiny army. Aha, another stack weight for me. This war is very expensive for all of them, but it's way more expensive for me than any of them. I mean, it's more expensive for them combined than it is for me, but each individual is not suffering nearly as greatly as an individual as I am. I'd love if my vassal would counter siege all the stuff in his territory. It's, I don't want to sell him ships, I want to just give him money. Can't send gift because we got a negative budget and we're losing money. So even a fully defunded army would not make me profitable at this point. Not enough money. See if these dudes that I repeatedly stack wiped will take a concession of defeat. And they will not. They're like, I don't care how much you can stack wipe me. You're never going to unsiege all your provinces before I kill you. And they're right. They're right. I will be bankrupt before I unsiege my provinces. So is it worth giving up a little bit? I feel like the Western army that I'm winning against isn't costing me anything to just constantly stack wipe them. They're actually kind of giving me prestige by letting me stack wipe them over and over. It's the Ming-Timurid alliance that I'm mostly worried about. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I would get a bunch of money if I just conceded defeat to these dudes. So what do they want? They want me... No. They want me to release Ayutthaya. Where's Ayutthaya? Isn't that That's these guys. I don't really care about Euthia, do I? 3, 4, 3, 7, 4. Alright, well, bankruptcy is inevitable. If I don't do something, I'm screwed. And if they want me to release Euthia, then that's what I'm going to do. Did that help my income any? Yes, I gained about $7 a month. I still need a lot more, but it's something. Alright. I love that Jaunpur is where they're hanging out. It's like a single province of a once great nation that I've destroyed, and they're like, let's hang out there. It's symbolic of how we're gonna get totally destroyed in a second. All right, completely stack wiped their 11k army. No, we gotta counter-siege our own land, not other people's lands. Ah, revolts. I didn't even think we had any revolt risk. Why do we have revolt risk? What's going on? Well, first we'll kill the revolt, then we'll find out what its cause was. So, he's sad because war exhaustion and autonomy decreased. I needed the force limits. What can you do? So basically we gotta keep our war exhaustion at 0, or else the people that we pissed off in order to get more force limits are gonna be not so happy with us. Don't worry, Ava. Someday soon, this war will be over. Oops, don't improve relations with them. I released them as a terms of the last peace deal. So they're down to 0 war score. I think I can get a white peace from them soon. In a defensive, this is a holy war? Yeah, defensive crusade. Defensively, you basically can never take anything. When you successfully defend yourself, you're basically expected to be like, and take that. You're not supposed to take territory. I might be wrong. There might be some CBs in which you can defensively take tons of territory for free. But in a conquest war, when you successfully defend, it costs 50 Diplo to take anything. That's lame. Because being broke as we are, we really like our Diplo. It makes us not so broke anymore. Okay, offer me white peace, bro. You know you want to. Uh-oh. 60,000 troops. If they lose this battle, then white peace is inevitable. Let's see if we can get a discipline advisor. Nope. Alright. What are the forces? 3 fire, 1 shock for me, 3-3 for them, -2 from terrain. We've got some cannons in the backfield, more cannons than they have. Our front lines are not filled out. We could really go for 3 more troops, but beggars can't be choosers, and we are certainly beggars. They got double our troops. We've got more morale than them for once. We've got more tactics than them. We've got more discipline than them. We're better in every way. We failed, but they probably lost more than we did. Not that it matters. Failure is failure. We lost 8.5k. They lost 12k. Defensive battle? Yes. You're stupid. Why would you do that? Oh, he's gonna win? Apparently his stupidity is veiled. They just want 2 provinces. It's fine. I'm gonna have 2 provinces. You're gonna bankrupt me over 2 provinces, you punks? Oh, obviously we're not going to do this. Westernization will reduce stability by 3, then we will slowly westernize, and our progress will be dependent on our monarch power. Each month, up to 9 monarch power will be drawn from each category. Country with a higher tax base will westernize more slowly. When the progress is finished, which will require 3,000 power total, we will change our technology group to Western. Our nation is too big, and there's not enough time until the end of the game for that to make any sense. So we're going to defund our army and pay off our loans, which will take literally forever. So we're looking at like 5 billion years of peace. But during those 5 billion years, we should be able to annex some of our vassals. So that's good. Let's see if we can do it a little bit faster by having a rep advisor. We could, but it's too expensive. So we will extremely slowly annex our very large vassals. Uh-oh. Some nationalist rebels. Let's see if we can get rid of these guys with money. Nope. Repaying our first loan. It's like a banner day in technology. Okay. Fully fund the army. Wait 1 month. Kill rebels. Kill second group of rebels. Take out a loan. Very sad. Alright. Unfund the army. Military tech. Better troops. Alright, so we stabilized. And we're on our way to forming Hindustan. Taking Jharkhand should be a nice first step. We're going to go over here and help Ava fight her rebels. We don't care about peasant rebels. So we accepted a -1 stability instead of increased inflation, because reducing inflation costs 75, so +3 inflation would be like 225, whereas one stability is only 100 monarch points. We're going to core that final province, right? No, we already either cored it or went to somebody. I don't know why. I don't know where it went. I don't think we cored it, and I don't think we gave it to anyone. Anyway, whatever. So I guess we're gonna fight the peasant rebels over here, just because we like how powerful our army is, and we're gonna show off for all the bitches in the crowd, in the peasant rebel crowd. Oh. I don't know, our army's too expensive. We should probably sell most of it. We've got so much manpower, it doesn't make sense to use mercenaries. Too expensive. Okay. So this is that trap I was talking about. We're like, we have 40,000 manpower, we might as well sell off our mercenaries and replace them with standard infantry troops. But then if you ever get in that situation that we were just in, where you have to constantly fight and fight and fight and fight, you deplete your manpower, and then you have to replace everyone with mercenaries anyway, which costs the same amount as it would have cost, but you also can't have cannons, because once your manpower hits 0, there's just no cannons allowed. Provincial unrest is not really getting out of hand, but it is higher than 0. We're also going to decrease autonomy wherever possible, because we need the money. Need the money, bro. We don't want rebels, but we do need money. I guess we can't decrease it anywhere, so wherever possible is nowhere. I love that Jharkhand and Ava have no troops left. Like this vast swaths of land, and their total troop count is 0. They're even having revolts. Pegu nationalists. I wish you could lend stability to your little cutesy dudes. Alright, we need to hire some infantry. It's funny that we're spending money still. Alright, we need a total of 11 infantry and a horse. Or at least enough infantry to kill these rebels. We got 9 infantry, 10 infantry, 11 infantry. The rebels are duking it out for control. The nationalists are fighting against the peasants. The peasants are like, we want slightly more local autonomy. And the nationalists are like, we want to own your fucking nation. Holy cow. Holy cow. This is not good. Ava, why are you falling apart? What happened? What happened? We can't fight these dudes without mercenaries. It's just too many. Pegu. Ava. So you got bankruptcy, legitimacy, negative stability, and war exhaustion all at once. So Ava went bankrupt and didn't ask me for money. I wish that you get a warning when people were about to go bankrupt and you could pay them off, because I would definitely have paid him off. Like, giving him money now is pointless. He's already bankrupt. His troops are literally worthless. But if they'd given me the choice of paying him before he went bankrupt, I would have done it. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised he was sieged up for so long. Of course he went bankrupt, but I wish there was a warning. Like, Ava's about to go bankrupt. She needs $17. $17. $17.50. So we're killing off all these nationalist rebels so that Ava exists in a little while, which is always important. Existing is high on a nation's list of priorities. Probably go Tongu. Notice I'm still profitable while funding my army now because I'm using non-mercenary troops, but that means that my manpower reserves are going to tank. So, when bankrupt, Ava is good at counter-sieging, but she's not good at fighting. So I'll kill all the big armies and she can counter-siege them all. When nationalists successfully siege a province, it gains nationalism, which is revolt risk, and that's not what you want. Look at this, only 5% towards annexing. That's very sad. nationalists. I love that the rebel stacks are only 10 because Ava's so poor and crappy. I have these like giant vassals and they're all poor and crappy. Jharkhand has started to become independent. What does that mean? I'm annexing you. You can't become independent. He has a higher diplotech than me, so it's giving him a huge liberty desire. I didn't realize diplotech affected liberty desire. I think that's kind of cute. I like it. I like it a lot, a lot. I like it a lot, a lot. You can try to fight for your independence, but you'll fail. I'm way stronger than all of my vassals. Because I know about a little thing called being good at this game, and you're an AI, so you don't. What's up now? Punk. Punk. Ava faced almost a decade of utter chaos, slowly consuming the country from within and bringing it to the verge of collapse. Our nation is struggling both socially and economically as famine and war plague our people, and the growing opposition against our aristocracy and church has resulted in a series of rebellions and assassination attempts. Awesome. Internal conflict. Bankruptcy will do that to you, which is why I don't want to be bankrupt. Oh, good. All of our awesome rebels have gone somewhere else. That's where we like you. Somewhere else. Alright, Liberty Desire friends. Let's give some Punjab and some Vijayanagar people our attention for a sec. Well, we counter siege all of Ava. So it's good. At the end of my huge blunder, I am still the most powerful person in the region by far. I can still beat Ming and the Timurids simultaneously in a war. It set me way back, don't get me wrong. I'm going to have to spend a long time paying off those loans. Which means I'm going to spend a lot of monarch power paying down the inflation from those loans, and I'm going to have a smaller army for a long time while I pay off those loans. But I'm not dead, and that's important. Not being dead is one of the primary things that nations work towards. Let's not be dead, bro. Let's not be dead. And though my vassals have much liberty desire, they have no ability to do anything about it. So I'm okay with it. Should go siege up some Ava rebels. It's always fun seeing foreigners come and fight your rebels for you. You gotta imagine what that's like, you know. People are like, we demand lower taxes from our government. And then a bunch of French people with like bazookas come and blow you up. And then you're like, holy crap, what's going on? I'm sending one infantry from each of those groups over to see if that's enough to stop these rebels. I think I'm technologically advanced compared to the rebels, so I'm not super worried about them. But I might be wrong. Oh, I lost. Well then. So Mr. Independence has decided that being annexed is not in his best interest. He's like, look, if I'm going to get annexed either way, I think I'd rather fight for my independence. Which makes sense from his perspective. But it's not very good from my perspective. I mean, Ava and Jharkhand are fighting against me now. So theoretically, if I am success, they will remain subjects of mine. So I only have to fight to a white peace. But on my way to fighting to a white peace, I suspect Ava will break into little pieces because he's going to go bankrupt. That's really sad for me. Look at how tiny I am. I'm like this little tiny nation. I've got lots of cores, and I've got ex-vassals, but my own personal territory, not very extensive, and I haven't built a single building all game, so I'm like as crappy as you can get. Truce expired, lost claim, lost casus belli, truce expired. Okay, independence. This is like my first independence war literally ever. I've played like colonization games in which I colonized all of the New World and all of Africa, and I've never had an independence war. This is my first one. I'm so excited. I mean, maybe I've had one or two, I don't remember, but this is the only one I can remember, so I think this is my first one. It's interesting that Ava and Jharkhand were able to beat me in a battle. I mean, I know they outnumbered me, but they're pretty far behind on military tech, aren't they? It's the cost of being my vassal. Okay. Well, I am happy with how the last war for survival turned out. And if I can get white peace, then I'll be happy with this one too. If I can get white peace without going bankrupt, I should say. Ooh, Orissa declared independence too, and so did Vijayanagar. Let's go white peace Vijayanagar while we're waiting. A lot of them had 200 relations. Surprised that they had the balls to independence with 200 relations. $13 a month of interest. It's expensive not collapsing. Survival costs $1.50. Alright. That's going to be it for this episode. Sorry that it ran double normal length, but holy crap, I'm about to die, you know?